I did it again. I know. I'm still beside myself how I did this again. Exact same wrist, exact same bone. Ignore that dog in the background. It's my uncle's dog. He's here. But you know what? I'm just gonna share what happened here. As you can tell, my wrist is doing a lot. Oh, that still kind of hurts. But my wrist is doing a lot better because like I can actually hold my fingers out. I can kind of rotate my wrist. You know, it's not too bad. Initially, I thought I really badly broke it. So, anywho, I'm gonna share the story on how I broke my right wrist again, biking. Again, like literally, everything's the exact same, I swear. Bikes just dislike me, like, or I just dislike bikes. I don't know, I think it's just like, biking has, I don't know, just kind of never been my thing, but I'm starting to get good at it. That's the cool part. Now I can ride my bike with no hands, which is not that impressive, but it's impressive for me. And I can like steer with no hands, like I can use like my body. I don't know, it's just really cool. I feel like I'm getting slightly better at biking, which is just great, you know? So moving back to last Saturday, that is the day I broke my wrist. I was having a sleepover with my friends Hannah and Barrett, and we just went on a bike ride. There was like this cute little street fair like up the street. So everything's great there, nothing too crazy. We shortly leave, and as we are leaving, this is when everything starts to happen. We were just biking like really at a slow pace because we were just exiting like a street, like we were just about at the end of a street. So we were approaching like the corner where, you know, it usually has like the street sign and then there's like moving cars. My right foot had like a high top white Van on, and the shoelaces were really long on them. I did notice that, but I never really had a problem with stumbling or anything, so I didn't think twice about it. But I was wearing these high top white Vans, and the shoelaces wrapped around the pedal, but the shoelaces were still tied. Like they didn't get untied or anything. They just started wrapping around the pedal, and I'm like, what do I do? So I try to like stop, but my like foot is actually stuck, so I start like leaning or falling over on my right side, but I was literally going super slow, a jogging pace, so not fast at all, especially for biking. And I wasn't doing like any tricks, or I was just, you know, normally biking with both hands on each side of the handlebars. So what happens is I don't think about my left foot, how I could have put my left foot down, but it was already kind of too late for me to do that because I was already falling over to my right side. You know, because I wasn't panicking at all. My first thought was, let me break my fall with my wrist. Great idea, am I right? So I just stick my wrist all the way out, like it's like fully out, and my wrist just like hits the ground and snaps backward. And I heard like a snap, like a loud snap, and then like I hit the ground, and I don't remember what happened for like a few seconds. I think I may have blacked out, or I don't remember anything, but I remember opening my eyes like a few seconds later, and like everyone was around me. And everyone's like, what happened? Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. And then they're like, do you want me to like get a paramedic? I'm like, no, don't call the ambulance. Like, it's just a broken wrist probably. But they're like, no, there's like a paramedic here, like at the street fair. He lives on the block. I'm like, yeah. So this paramedic that my dad actually is like friends with comes over and he helps me. Also wanted to say this, my parents were at my house, which was like a few blocks away. Just wanted to say that. So my dad's friend that I didn't know was my dad's friend at the time is a paramedic. He's like a firefighter. And he came over and he's like, okay, can you move like your fingers? I'm like, kind of. And he's like, okay. So I'm gonna go make you a brace, or like kind of like a cast thing. So he grabs this like box, he like cuts it up, which took him like a minute, I swear. He goes and like rips up a t-shirt and grabs fabric, and he literally makes me like a brace and like a sling. It was like actually amazing. And a few of like the other like younger kids there, they got me some ice to put on it, and everyone was so helpful around me. And then I started to realize that my fingers like were tingling, and I told him that, and he's like, yeah, definitely go to like emergency now to make sure like your wrist isn't or is broken, you know, just to make sure you know what is wrong. So I went to emergency. Well, actually, no. I called my parents. I was like crying, and my mom and my dad like, hurry on over here. And remember, we have 3 bikes. So Hannah's bike, Barrett's bike, and my bike. So my dad grabs his like big truck, and we just throw all the bikes in the back. And then we go to the first emergency room, which is super close to us, like literally like 2-minute drive, and it's closed of course, right? So we have to go to like the other side of town. So at the second emergency room, my doctor, like the doctor there, was actually one of my like childhood friends' dad, which was so funny. Like I just knew all the people who I was around, like when I broke my wrist, like everyone was being really helpful. But I got an x-ray and he said I did break it. I broke it in like almost the exact same spot. It's just like a few millimeters off from exactly where I broke it the last time. Yeah, it turns out it was broken. I still had to sleep over it. It was still really, really fun. But yeah. I'm over here with a brace. My wrist is doing so much better, like so much better. The first day, like I couldn't do anything, even though I went to the mall, but it was such a, like it was kind of a disaster because I was in a lot of pain, but I was on like painkillers, so it wasn't as bad. But you know what? My wrist is doing so much better. I can move my fingers now. My fingers aren't swollen. So yeah, that's kind of the story time on how I broke my right wrist. What? So yeah, that's kind of the story time on how I broke my right wrist again. Woohoo! So yeah, I thought I'd share that with you. That's kind of my update. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow with a new vlog. I love you guys so much. Do not break your right wrist or any bone. Be very, 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 very careful when you're biking. And watch out for your shoelaces. They're gonna like stab you in the back sometime. But thanks so much for watching and bye.